guys, welcome back to the channel. How is everyone doing today? Hopefully everybody is doing well. In today's video, we're talking about horror movies. More specifically, horror movies that look great in 4K. We're in September. Today is officially September 1st. We are full on in spooky season, full on, into fall, even though the first day of fall isn't for a bit yet. In my mind, we're already there. And so why not make videos giving recommendations for spooky movies to watch during this Halloween season? And why not talk about some that also look fantastic in 4K? So I have 10 movies here. Some of them none of them are super new 4K. Some of them are a little bit newer. But some of the ones that I'm going to show you are some of the ones that I first picked up when I started getting into 4K, or more specifically like horror 4K. And some of these are some of the ones that I remember watching and just being like, wow, like that's what 4K can do. Like that looks absolutely amazing. It's almost like you could watch a movie that you've seen 100 times, you watch it in 4K, and if it's a great transfer, it could be like a completely different experience. It's almost like watching the movie again for the first time. It's really is a whole new experience. So I just thought I would do a video showcasing some of the 4K movies that I have in my collection that I think are outstanding. Now, there's going to be plenty in here that people are going to be like, well, what about this one and this one and this one and this one? These are just some of the ones that I remember watching and getting that I remember really blowing my mind. And I was just like, wow, that's really good. And I know that there's other ones out there that are probably better than some of these on here. Chances are I don't have them, or I have them in the collection and I haven't had a chance to watch it on 4K. And if I haven't personally seen it, I don't care what anybody else says about it. If I haven't personally seen it, I'm not going to recommend it until I watch it. So just because some movies are out there that maybe you thought should be on this list that are not, yeah, they probably should have been, but it's probably because I either don't own them or I have not watched them on 4K yet. So with that being said, let's just delve right into it. The first one we're going to delve right into is a movie from Tobe Hooper. First time I watched this movie was on 4K. I never saw it on Blu-ray, and I thought it looked fantastic, and it's a great movie. And that's Tobe Hooper's The Funhouse. This movie is a blast. It takes place at a carnival. And I've explained what this movie is before. I'm not going to go too deep into like the plots of these movies. This is more of just a recommendation video. But this movie is a lot of fun. It looks fantastic in 4K. This was one of the ones that Scream Factory really did a knockout job on. Some of the lights in the carnival just really pop, and it looks really good. It's a nice level of grain, and it's just an overall fun movie and a fantastic 4K. So yeah, definitely check out The Funhouse if you've never seen it. Even if you haven't seen it, even if you can't watch it on 4K, just watch it in general. It's just a great movie. The next one I'm actually going to wait on because this one is probably my personal favorite out of this collection, so we are going to do that one last. But next up, we got some Italian horror. We got Lucio Fulci's Zombie. I'm going to tell you where these are from, too. So this one came from Blue Underground, which usually always does a fantastic job. I remember watching this movie. Now, this was another one, too, that I think the first time I saw it that I really paid attention to this movie was on this 4K. And I just remember just being like, wow, I can't believe how stunning everything looks. I remember the day scenes just being super vivid and clear. There's a scene at the end where there's a bunch of fire, and I remember that just really popped and was super vibrant. And not only the fact that it's a great 4K, it's just a very cool zombie movie that's a little bit different than like the George Romero ones. This is definitely one to check out if you're into zombie movies and this is one you haven't seen. This is one that you should definitely move to the top of your list this year. It is outstanding. Next movie we have, and this is also from Scream Factory, is John Carpenter's Halloween. Now, when they put out every one of these 4Ks, they all look pretty good, but I'll be honest with you, I think 1, 2, and 3 And 4 was pretty good, but 1, 2, and 3 I thought looked the best, and I thought Halloween 1 really looked the best. And surprisingly, the scenes that really popped for me were the daytime scenes. Granted, I mean, even at night, it was nice. It was a little bit more clear. It was a lot easier to see things. I just remember watching this, and like some of those daytime scenes in the beginning of the movie just really just popped. I remember the coloring of the grass and the trees and stuff just being really dark, bold colors. And I just remember thinking, man, this movie, the colors in this movie just look so rich and just vibrant, and this is a great movie and a great 4K. So I'm sure most of you, if you watch my channel, have probably seen Halloween. Most of you have probably seen that Halloween 4K, but if you haven't, definitely check it out. It is well worth your time. Next up is a movie that I'm wearing, and that is Jaws. This came from Universal, and this is a fantastic little box set with a little lenticular, I don't know if we can get it to really do anything, in the back. Is very cool. But this movie was great. Like this was one of the first movies I think I remember seeing that was like a 70s movie that I saw in 4K, and I was like, I did not think that 4K could make older movies like this look this good. This is just an outstanding transfer. This is one of my all-time top favorite 4Ks that I have in my collection, for sure. I mean, I have a lot of favorites, but this one is in the top 5 for sure. I think it's a fantastic movie, a fantastic 4K. And like, I just remember, like I said, I just remember watching it going, man, I did not think 4K could help out movies like this old, from like movies from the 70s, and make them look this good. And this one definitely does. This is an outstanding release from Universal and a fantastic film. Jaws is amazing. The other ones, whatever. I mean, you can have your thoughts about the other ones, but there's no denying that Jaws 1 is definitely excellent. So, next up is a movie that I grew up with. And when I found out that it was coming to 4K from Arrow Video, yeah, it's Arrow, I had to pick it up. That's Tremors. Unfortunately, these limited edition collector sets, I don't think this is available anymore. The 4K is still available. You can still get it. And this is a great movie and a fantastic 4K. It looks really good. Vibrant colors. I mean, it's not an overly colorful movie, but it just everything just, I remember just kind of popping and being very vibrant. And I remember that there was a nice level of grain. Like, it's not too grainy, but it made you feel like you were watching a movie from the early 90s. I think this is from the early 90s or late 80s, early 90s. I'm pretty sure it was like 90 or 91. But I just remember thinking, oh, this is probably exactly what it looked like when you saw it in the theater. You know, it's cleaned up, but not too cleaned up. It still has that nice kind of gritty 1990s film look, but done well. This is a movie that I highly recommend. I'd highly recommend this 4K. Like I said, unfortunately, I don't think this box set is still available, but you can still get just the regular standard release. I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure that you can. Next up, we have another movie from Arrow Video, and this is another one that you can get the standard release, but this limited edition, collector's edition, is no longer available. And that's Dario Argento's Deep Red. I saw this movie, this might have been like the 3rd or 4th movie by Dario Argento I saw. So I saw this one quite a bit later once I started watching Dario Argento movies. I don't know why I waited so long, because this is hands down one of his best, if not his best. And this 4K is phenomenal. It looks stunningly good. I was a huge fan. I remember throwing it in. The movie is fantastic. The soundtrack is fantastic. And I just remember this movie just popping off the screen. And I was just like, wow, that is amazing. Sometimes Arrow Video, they can be hit or miss. This was one that definitely was a hit and well worth your time. Next up, guys, we have a movie that's by one of my all-time favorite directors, probably my number 1 favorite director, at least American director, and that's Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. This is an outstanding 4K. I remember picking this up because, well, for one, the version that I had, which was in this little Kubrick collection, edited the movie and took about 40 minutes of the movie out. And that really pissed me off. So I remember, like, you know what? This movie is fantastic. Let's upgrade it to 4K. And this version is not edited, unlike the little Kubrick box set that I had, which had an edited version in it, which was ridiculous. So I remember I went and I got this and I popped it in, and man, I experienced The Shining like I'd never experienced it before. It looked so good. And this was another one too that I saw like fairly early on, where I was just like, wow, I can't believe movies from like the 70s and the 80s can look this good with 4K. Because when I first started hearing about 4K, I was like, who wants to watch 4K in an old movie? Just watch it with the new, like, modern movies. That's what you need 4K for. And boy, was I wrong in, thinking that. I didn't know much about 4K then. And then that's when I kind of started watching, like, this movie and Jaws and some of those other ones in 4K. And I was like, wow, there is a drastically better improvement on these films from using 4K. And this was definitely one of those films where it just blew my mind. This is not only a fantastic movie, but it's a fantastic 4K release. This was from Warner Brothers, who Warner Brothers usually does pretty good. They have a few hit or miss here and there, but Warner Brothers is usually pretty solid. Next up, we have another Warner Brothers release, and this came out in 4K a few years ago. I don't think you can get this box anymore. This was what is the name of that company? It's some company that I don't think you can get shipped to in America anymore. I can't remember what the company was, but it was an exclusive to that website, and I don't think they ship to the US anymore, and I can't remember the name of it. Leave the notes in the comments below, or leave the answer in the comments below if you can remember what company I'm talking about. But that's Poltergeist in this outstanding little steelbook box set. And then this was the American. Oops. Oh, there's a book in there too. That was the you could get this steelbook in America, but not in this cool little box set. And it's gonna drive me nuts now that I can't remember what the name of that company was. It was an English company, I think. I think it was out of England or something like that, and I don't remember. Let me know in the comments below, because I'm sure somebody out there knows. But anyway, this is another Tobe Hooper film, presented by Steven Spielberg, and there's always been a lot of debate of who actually directed it, Steven Spielberg or Tobe Hooper. But anyway, no matter who it was, you ended up with a fantastic movie and an even better 4K release. I won't say even better 4K release, but definitely an outstanding 4K release. 4K that is worthy of the movie. It looks great. It has a great amount of like film grain on it. It looks like you're watching a 1980s film. I remember one scene at the very end when they're at the hotel and you got the neon. I think they're at a Holiday Inn and the neon light is shining. And I just remember thinking, wow, that just pops. That looks so cool. But I love how they preserve the grain in there. I don't like movies that are swept clean. I don't want a 1980s movie that looks like it was made last year. I don't like that. I want that grain in there. Yes, I don't want it to be crazy amounts of grain. I want it to be nice and clean, a nice level of grain, but I want it there because I want to feel like I'm watching a movie from the 1980s, and that's exactly what this release does. Highly recommend it. Great movie, great 4K, great box set that I don't think you can get anymore. You can maybe still get the Steelbook, but I definitely recommend it. They do have a standard edition, which I think I have the standard edition somewhere as well. I don't know why I have two of them, but I don't know where it is right now. But, all right, we got two left. I'm going to put this one back up here so I don't forget it, because this last one that I'm going to do after this one is probably my all-time favorite 4K that I have. It's definitely my all-time favorite horror 4K that I have. But before that, we're going to do another fantastic horror 4K. This is from Second Sight, and it's George A. Romero's Dawn of the Dead. Now, this is not the 8-disc collection, the big old box set. That one I did not pick up. It sold out quick. This was just kind of their little standard release. And then you open on the back, it says, when there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth. Very famous line from that. This is a fantastic film. This is another one too. It's a 1970s film, and the grain is nicely preserved in there. The colors are dark, rich, bold. I mean, even from the opening shot of this, when it goes on, like comes on the screen, and that girl's leaning against the wall sleeping. It's just like you can just see how vibrant like the colors of her shirt and the background wall are. Yeah, this is a fairly grainy film, more grainy at times than others, but the overall colors and just the overall like detail in it is absolutely outstanding. Second Sight usually always does a great job. I rarely buy from them though, unless it's something I really want, because they are very, very expensive, but I'm always hearing that they do an outstanding job, and I own this and one other movie from Second Sight, and those two movies I've been very impressed with, so I'm sure all the other ones look really good too, but this is definitely one that I would recommend. I think this one is still available. I think you can get it for like 40 or 50 bucks. I don't think it's really even all that expensive. So that is one I definitely recommend. Now, out of anything on this list, besides maybe, there's a lot of really good ones on this list, but this one is my all-time favorite. If you're gonna pick one movie to pick up from watching this video, it should be this one, because this one, I think, hands down looks the best out of any of these movies I shared tonight. And that is Dario Argento's Suspiria. There is so much color in this movie that just pops. And I believe it has an Atmos track as well. Yeah, Dolby Atmos. I mean, it sounds fantastic. It looks fantastic. The movie is freaking amazing. The soundtrack by Goblin is amazing. Very, very stylistic. Very, some great visuals, great cinematography, and it just looks so stunning in 4K. Like I said, if you're going to pick up any movie out of any of these that I recommend to you, make it Suspiria, because it's just, this movie is beyond a movie. It's a true experience. And I'm pretty sure I've reviewed this in the past on my channel and have said the same thing, that you don't just really watch Suspiria, you experience Suspiria. It is a full-on experience. And in 4K, it only enhances that to a higher level. I cannot recommend this enough. If you've never seen it, and you don't have this 4K and you want to pick up a new horror movie, make it Suspiria. This movie will blow your mind. It is freaking awesome. And so is the 4K. That's it, guys. That's all I got for you today. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. Let me know you guys like what I'm doing. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And I will see you guys in the next video. And let me know in the comments below. Give me some other suggestions of 4K, horror 4K, even just standard 4K. Like I said, there's other ones out there that I'm sure are better than some of the ones on this list even. But I just either don't have them or I haven't watched them. But definitely give me recommendations. We are in spooky season. It is in full force. Let's share with that. Let's share movies, guys. Let's give recommendations to everybody so everybody can have a great spooky Halloween season and have wonderful movies to watch. You guys are amazing as always. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.